What's going on, Clipper fans? Eddie here, and of course, welcome back to King's Court. Yes, sir, that's what we're calling it. Remember that, and don't you forget it, because that's what it's gonna take for this to take off. Anyway, let's just get right down to it. One game tonight, or actually two games tonight, that of which we have the Clippers game. Hopefully, they take care of business tonight, but before we get into that, let me talk about last night's game. Denver. Oh my, they had no answers for Phoenix. Yet again, Denver just failed to show up. And I saw a lot of hands going up for every whistle blown, and I understand the frustrations of Denver, but you as a team cannot match up well against Phoenix. These guys are rolling. Are not a team to mess around with. And you know what? Putting the game in perspective, this Phoenix team is probably the most complete team. Up and down that roster, they are efficient and they are hungry. They they play defense. They shoot the ball well and they share the ball. That is why I think if it ain't the Clippers, I'm really considering Phoenix to be taking the championship. Cuz just look at them. They're the most complete team. They impress me more than the Jazz, Nets, even the Clippers. I'm afraid to say it. But overall, I think Phoenix is just unstoppable right now. The only team that could probably stop them is any team that probably matches up well against them to slow down Chris Paul and Devin Booker. Clippers definitely have the roster to do so, but of course we gotta see that matchup happen first. That's way ahead. So right now, I think Denver should just think about taking care of business back in Denver and hopefully give the Suns some trouble back at home. Phoenix is, I don't think there's no sign of them slowing down, and I definitely don't expect them to slow down anyway throughout the playoffs. I think they're always going to be a tough matchup for any team that's going to go up against them. Next, we have Brooklyn visiting Milwaukee. I certainly hope the Bucks take a game or two because it's just looking too bad over there. Budenholzer obviously on the hot seat. Apparently, he may not want to even return to the team next season. It might be one of those mutually parting ways deals, but I definitely think that they should try to win a game because it's just looking too bad for them right now. I hope they clean it up. I hope Giannis has some answers on the inside and defending, but of course it's going to take a team effort. If there was any team that was most complete, I would have said Milwaukee was the most complete team. So many of the remaining teams rely on their superstars to have big games. But no, that has shifted over to Phoenix because Milwaukee just cannot slow down Brooklyn. Uh, a huge part of it is KD just going off, Kyrie doing his thing, dancing around everybody, and then Blake Griffin all of a sudden just deciding to play basketball. But we're not going to get into too deep into that just yet. Let's just wait for their game tonight, and who knows? Maybe they'll have some. Maybe Milwaukee will have some answers for Brooklyn tonight. I certainly hope so. Please just win a game or two. Now we just get. Now it's time we get into the Clippers Jazz game 2 for tonight. The Clippers need Serge Ibaka back. I think they need a big that can shoot the three, and actual big that can shoot the three. Because, well, Nick Batum shoots the three, but he's not a big. Yeah, he's done a solid job defending the big men on the inside, intercepting those passes, but that's not his natural position. Same with Marcus Morris. I don't want him to be down there too long. You know him. He's too physical, and it's not bad. But referees are gonna want to call it because they don't want the game to get out of hand. Certainly, Marcus Morris should attempt to minimize his fouls, but I think it's a long shot. I think it's a long shot. Cross fingers. It's not happening the rest of the series. Same with Reggie Jackson. Please don't get 3 quick fouls. He's certainly got to get more than 9 points. Of course, I expect him to go off at least 2 or 3 more games because If it's not Paul George, it's supposed to be Reggie Jackson. I'm sorry to say, but that's what I've been led to now. I expect Reggie Jackson to have a better game than Paul George from first quarter to the fourth quarter. And I'm sorry to say it, but it's reached that point. Anyway, hopefully Kawhi shows up as well. Hopefully he gets more than 25 points. At least break the 20-point barrier. I don't think Phoenix can slow down both guys too much. And by both guys, I mean Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Hopefully everything goes well for them, for the Clippers superstars. But what can you do nowadays? Anyway, I just want to say one thing about Tyronn Lue. Do not play Rondo. For the love of God, don't play Rondo. He's been okay in regards to dribbling the ball up the court. He's made good passes to make sure Kawhi gets his touch. Other than that, I don't think he's done anything on offense or defense to warrant him playing a lot of minutes. Playoff Rondo, I'm sorry, it's either just that ship has sailed or that's a myth, because I have not seen playoff Rondo on the Clippers uniform. I guess it was there against, with the Lakers last year throughout the playoffs, but I'm over it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear about it. Just play Terrence Mann more. Play Luke Kennard more. I thought he did solid. How about we continue that? That's all I got for tonight. As I said, the Clippers are going to win the series in 5. It's still in play, but hopefully they give the Jazz some trouble. Donovan Mitchell, I expect him to go off again, but I don't expect him to get 40 points again. Not 45 points. I still think he'll score about 30, 32 points, but the Clippers are going to do something about it, of course. Defense will show up. The offense, hopefully they do. They need to shoot lights out from the perimeter and the inside. Zubac, I expect to keep playing too. I think he did just fine going against Rudy Gobert, and I'm counting on him doing something solid on the defensive end. Hopefully his fouls are minimal as well, and he stays on the court. Anyway, that's all I got for tonight. Milwaukee, I hope they win, and Clippers, I think they'll win. That's all I got to say for tonight. Enjoy the games. First game starts in about an hour. And I hope to see you guys active on Twitter. Tweet at me at Mr_E Reyes Barron. Enjoy the game, fellas and ladies. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for listening.